Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to replace the plug and waste in your bathroom vanity sink. The reason for replacing this particular waste is due to the discoloration. So just over years it's become stained and no longer matches the nice white vanity unit. So we're going to swap that out with another white one so it all matches and looks new again. Before you head out to the hardware store, there's a few measurements that you need to take to ensure that you buy a correctly sized replacement, because if you head out there without taking measurements, you'll find yourself guessing, because there's many different types, different styles, different sizes. So there's three key measurements which you need to take before you head out. So in the basin there's two. So there's the overall diameter and there's the internal diameter. So when you actually search for the product on the shelf, generally they only give you the internal diameter, which is the width of the PVC piping where it connects into the plumbing. And then there's also the depth or the length of the sink waste, which is from the basin down to where the nut is here. Okay, so to take that measurement, just loosen this nut and just get a tape measure or a ruler, and then just measure from the basin to the base of the thread of the sink waste. And in this case, it's about 75 millimeters. And then take two measurements. So the overall diameter, which in this case is about 65 millimeters, and the internal diameter, which is about 40 millimeters. Okay, so that's generally the only one that they give you on the product, is this internal diameter, which is the piping width, 40 millimeters, and they also come in 32 millimeters. So just make sure you get those three measurements written down before you head out to the hardware store, and you should be fine. So regarding the product that I'm using, it's effectively a direct replacement in terms of the way it looks. It's a Coroma brand 40 millimeter plug and waste, and as I said, I'm going to be replacing the waste in the main bathroom. So I bought two of these. They're priced at about $11 each, but you can go up from there. There's, you know, far fancier stainless steel versions with the push plug. It's just up to you as to kind of what look you're going for and how much you're prepared to spend. But I just, I know it sounds cheap, but I just like the clean white look inside the sink. So, and just quickly, I made a video on the installation of these taps, or this tap set in my main bathroom. So if you like the look of these, check back on my channel and I show you how to install them. Now on to the products and preparation. There's not a great deal that you need for this job, but we obviously need to have the replacement sink waste, some silicone sealant. I've gone with white to match the plug waste and the basin, some Stanley knives to remove the old silicone sealant, a cloth and some cleaner. And then moving down into the cupboard, just remove everything at least on the top shelf. You shouldn't have any water spillage when you remove this nut and move this pipe out the way, because any water will be sitting in the S-bend. But you may want to, just in case, lay down some newspaper, paper towel or a cloth to catch any potential water spillage and the old silicone sealant which will fall down through here. If you're worried about accidentally turning the water on while you actually have the sink waste removed, I would recommend just turning the water off to be on the safe side. So you can do that at the meter tap at the front of your home, or if you have cock valves like we do here, you can just turn it off right here. So I think that's it for products and preparation. We'll move on to removing the sink waste and installing the new one. We'll just loosen the bottom nut, followed by the top nut, and then we should be able to push the old sink waste out through the top of the basin. Off, remove the seal, we should be able to push this straight out. There it is, easy as that. So now I'll just use a Stanley knife blade and just clean up around this top edge. There's a bit of mold growing there, so I'll just remove all of that plus the inside edge, and then we'll be able to install the new one. Just resorted to a screwdriver just to get the remaining bits, because it's a little bit hard going in this direction with the Stanley blade, and it seems to be doing a good job as long as I'm gentle with it. Alright, on the left the old, on the right the new, so we'll be using the new sink waste. I'm not sure what this is for. It may be designed for a different type of basin, so I'll just put that aside. If you know what it's for, leave a comment below, that would be great. We've got the plugs, which are not really relevant right now. We've got the old seal, which I'll need to reuse because the new one does not come with a seal, so that'll need to be used in conjunction with the silicone. So the silicone seals around this bottom edge here when it sits into the basin, and then this comes up through the bottom, through the cupboard, and then the fixing nut follows. So I'll need to reuse that, and it's fine, it's all completely intact, there's no deterioration or anything. The fixing nuts, I'm going to use the old one just because it's more substantial, so it's just easy to kind of grab onto. I mean, I don't have any problem with either one, to be honest, but I just thought it'd be worth using kind of one that feels a little bit better quality. But I will keep this one just in case I find a use for it one day, and then we don't need the old sink waste. So this is what we're going to be using right here. So existing fixing nut, existing seal, and the new sink waste. Okay, there we go. I'll now just fix it in place beneath the basin. Okay, job done. It's looking much better now with the nice new white sink waste matching up with the white basin. Just keep in mind the silicone sealant cure time. The product I used to sell these requires 72 hours for it to cure, so you just need to keep that in mind and not turn on the water until it has cured. So this is in the ensuite, so we'll be fine to use the other bathroom in the meantime. So I'll leave it there. Any comments or questions, leave them below and I'll get back to you. And as always, thanks for watching. Cheers.